Okay, today we are cooking Chicago style Italian beef for Italian beef sandwiches. This recipe you can find on AmazingRibs.com by Meathead, and I've used it a couple of dozen times, and I don't see any reason to change it. Today we're going to be cooking on our outside on our lang. That'll be a first for me, but to get started, first thing I did, went out and bought a 4-pound top sirloin roast. You can use bottom round, top round, or sirloin tip, your choice. They were all the same price at my store today or yesterday, so I just got the sirloin. We'll start out with a rub, teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of fresh oregano, a tablespoon of ground black pepper, and half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, and mix it all together in a bowl to create your rub. As you notice, I've got the sirloin sitting on top of a rack, which is on top of a roasting pan, and although I'm going to cook it on the barbecue today, I'm going to cook it over the au jus. I'm going to catch the drippings from the pan. The water is not meant actually to aid in the cooking process, but more, again, just to catch the drippings. So anyways, we're going to get started with the rub, and the reason I'm doing it over the pan is just in case any of the rub drops down, the pan will collect it, and that spice will aid in the making of the au jus. So just kind of rubbing it on here. You could lather this up with a little olive oil and make it stick a little bit better. I don't know, I've never done it, but I thought about doing it for this one, but I don't think I'm going to need to. This is a non-salt rub. Most of your sodium flavor is probably going to come from the bouillon from the au jus. So, but it's not going to be needed to aid in the cooking. We're going to do this. We're going to put this back into the refrigerator for about an hour, and just let it soak in a bit. And then we'll take the remainder of the rub and dump it in the roasting pan. Now what we got here is Meathead recommends 6 cups of soup base bouillon, 4 bouillon cubes, and 6 cups of water. Just pay attention when you're cooking it, roasting it for 3 hours, that the pan does not dry out, because that could spoil it. But so I went and heated up the bouillon. Ready, and then we'll just pour that in the pan. Again, we're not ready to put this on the grill just yet, but we're just getting things prepped up. Like I said, I'm going to stick this back in the refrigerator for about an hour, crank up the grill, and we'll get ready to go. Okay, on this snowy, cold November evening, we're gonna get the fire going here a little bit, I think. So, pop this open, get this ready to roll. Grease trap underneath. Ready to go. Digital thermometer lead. Put that where it needs to go. Alrighty. So put the dampers up. And start this up. A little wood. Small pieces to get her going, and then we'll load her up. I found these smaller pieces to get her started is the best way to go. And this good flame going, and then we can add our sticks. Okay. Let's see what we got going on. Down. Let's raise the nose of this up a little bit. We can get her chugging along. It's about 18 degrees out today, so it's going to take a while to get this get the smoker box hot. I want to cook right between somewhere between 275 and 325, so I'd like to keep it at 325. Oh, bunch of geese flying over. So it might take over an hour to get it up, up to our cooking temperature. Okay, we're about 5-6 minutes in right now. I've got the cooker in the open latch position. Just trying to get the flue heated up a little bit. Get the smoke chugging out of it. The fire's just starting to take off a little bit, as you can see. And as I said before, it's 18 degrees outside right now. It's snowing, and you'll see I got my splits sitting on top of the firebox. And the only reason I do that is warm them up a little bit. To be honest with you, every time you add a cold hunk of wood to the wood pile, it'll reduce the temperature in there. And putting it on top there will also get rid of a little bit more moisture. Just be careful. I did this in the summertime, and it gets so hot up there, it'll actually start burning the wood. So just be mindful of it. This is a lean roast. We're going to actually cook it you know, this isn't the low and slow approach. This is going to be high and fast. Through, like I said, 325, 20 minutes, 30 minutes per pound, 4 pounds, 2.5 hours, you know, somewhere around there, I guess we could say. 135 is the target we're looking for. We're only looking to get this thing rare, or medium rare, and then you finish it off after you slice it and put it into the au jus, and we'll do that tomorrow. But for right now, we're just gonna work on cooking her up. Okay, we are about 10 minutes in. Fire's going really strong. Added a few more splits, and I believe we are up to 154 on the old thermometer. So that's at the center. Here, over on the left, it's going to be quite a bit colder. I think it's probably hasn't even hit 100 over here yet. It just takes a long time. The steel's really cold, and it's sizzling because of all the condensation that's occurring right now inside. You can hear it sizzling. And we got a good fire going here. So it won't be too much longer now. Another 45 minutes or so. My helpers. Right, guys? Huh? Waiting for anything I drop on the ground. Yeah, now that we're up, like I said, around 400 degrees, we're going to start backing down the pinwheel and dialing it down, and then wait till we get some really good clear smoke coming out the stack, and then we'll be, as Ben says, there'll be somebody home, and we'll start throwing on our meat. Won't be long now. Yep, we're getting pretty good there. Okay, we've got a clearer smoke coming out of the stack. Looks more because it's cold outside, but it is a considerable clearer smoke than we've had previous. The temperature of the cooker is around 440, but after I open it up and put the food in, it's going to drop down pretty good, and then we'll get it stabilized somewhere around 325. I'm surprised that I was able to get it up to 450 degrees, given that it's 18 degrees outside. So really happy with that. That turned out well. As you can see there, I brought out my pan. There's my pan of au jus with the rub floating in it, in the bouillon. And we'll just keep an eye on that to make sure that it doesn't dry out, and we'll add water to it as necessary, but it'll cook down just a shade. And then and there's our hunk of meat, top sirloin or sirloin tip, and we'll get that going right now. So let's open her up. Oh, she's warm in there. Whew. Okay. Let's get the, I obviously brought the pan of juice out separate. I didn't want to spill anything. But we'll get this centered here in the middle. And then we'll put the rack of meat on top. Again, the moisture, the water pan will actually slow down the cooking process a little bit, so it might take a few hours to get this. Again, we're looking at about 135 as our target. So let's get this cooker closed up before we lose too much heat, and we'll check on it in about an hour and a half or so. Yeah, you can see it dropped all the way to, the cooker dropped all the way to 225 when I opened her up. She'll rise back up, get her right around our target, which is, you know, like I said, 325. 275 to 325. 300 would be a good meat point, I guess. But she'll rise kind of quick here. So, see you in a bit. Okay, we're about an hour and a half into the cook. Temperature dropped down a little bit here. We're going to stoke up the coals and throw a couple more sticks on the fire here. Alright, I'll let that go for a bit. Let's take a look at what we got in the cooker. Okay. Looks like we're doing pretty good. So far. What do we got for temperature? My Thermapen. Yeah, it's not. It's only 84 degrees. Let's add just a little bit more water. The Yao Zhu. And we'll cook it down for probably another hour and a half or so. But things are looking pretty good so far. Nice bark on it, I think. Okay. Still snowing out here pretty good. Nice. I gotta add a couple of splits every half hour or so, I think, somewhere around there to keep up a little over 300. I was up to 330 there for a bit. Now I think I'm somewhere around 305 before I added these two, so this ought to raise it up 15 degrees or so, get it up there around 320. You might even throw another piece in there just for good measure. Still snowing hard. Okay, we are 3 hours into the cook. Cooker temperature is looks like 333. That's a different one. That's 333. So let's see what we got. Sure smells good. Looks good too. Alright. Well, let's pull out the Thermapen and see where we're at. 132. 131. Let's see. Really close. Really, really close. Let's leave her in there for a few more minutes and then we'll pull her off. She's really close, within a few degrees. Okay. Well, the roast is done. Final temperature was around 134, so we're gonna take this off and let it rest in the refrigerator. And actually, I'm just, since it's well, it's already 9 o'clock. We started this at 6, so it was about 3 hours. I misspoke earlier about the 20 minutes a pound. Actually, it was 40 minutes a pound. I misspoke. But anyways, we're going to put the roast in the refrigerator and let it firm up so we can slice it in the morning. So right now, what I'm going to do is, let's just set this here for now. And I bought this handy little item for separating grease solids in gravy. And what we'll do is we'll pour that in here. And then the way this works is we'll let this settle and let the fats come to the top. I'll put it in the refrigerator. Actually, I'll probably leave it there overnight. And then we'll just pour off the au jus, and the grease will separate. So this is again, this is a great little item for that, in that regard. So we're gonna just, like I said, I'm gonna let this rest here for a little bit, and then I'm going to let it cool in the refrigerator, but I'm just going to leave it here for now. So, anyways, we'll see you in the morning when we get ready to start slicing. Okay, it's the next morning. We took the roast out of the refrigerator, and it's now firmed up. And also cut it in half, and this will give you a good idea of what the meat looks like. Rare. 135, 134 degrees is what we cooked it to last night. It's got a great bark on it. And today I've set up my meat slicer. I bought this at the local hardware store or whatever for, I don't know, 80 bucks or something like that. I've used it lots of times. It's a good investment. Maybe next time I go with a little bit more expensive model, but so far I'm happy with it. And if you don't have a meat slicer, you can also get yourself one of these. This is a blade I saw a review on America's Test Kitchen. It's called a Victorinox, Victorinox, and it actually works quite well for slicing thin cuts of meat. So you know, I don't recall how much it was. I believe it was somewhere around 40 bucks, which wasn't too bad. Like America's Test Kitchen, you know, they went price and cutting ability and whatnot, and this was the best knife for the value. So think about that next time. So anyways, we're going to set this up to slice a little meat here. I think I'm going to put a little cooking oil. On the slide. This makes it slide a little bit better, I think. Okay, well, let's get started. I've got this set. This is about as thin as this blade will cut it, so you want as thin as you can get. About what we're looking for here. Got a nice smoke ring to it too. This is gonna look fantastic. Even though these are paper thin, the edges will have just a little bit of that rub still on them, a little bit of the bark. Every time you dip it into the au jus, it adds a little bit of spice more to the your au jus mix, and it adds a little flavor to every bite you get, every bite you take. So we're going to get this sliced up, and we're going to cook up a few green onions and get ready to make our sandwiches for the football game at noon.